Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today's episode is about kids yoga through storytelling. And this is not only for kids. As some of you know, I wrote a little story about a day that our family spent at the beach. Thanks to Amazon, this story is available for everyone to purchase if you wish. I will include a link at the end. This book is about a real weekend in October where we found ourselves on a beach on Long Island in New York. The reason I say that it's not only for kids is because there's something that we can learn from kids. Sometimes we as adults, we lose the wonder, the awe, the appreciation for the little things that kids find fascinating. There's a lot to say on this topic, but I want to get into the movement portion of it. Movement is what helps us keep going. I hear this repeatedly, and I'm starting to feel it myself, and I hope I can spread this awareness to you guys as well. So without further words, let's have this book come to life. So I have here this book. It looks like this. It has a real ISBN on it. It's published on Amazon. Here is how it looks. It has yoga poses that are found in this book. It has pictures. You can see the movements here. The poses that I'm mentioning, they reflect on what's happening in the story, or at least that's how I made them reflect of what's happening in the story. So let's get into this and let's actually make it come to life. So I'm gonna read a little bit and elaborate a little bit. But basically it says, based on a true story, this book is about two friends and their fun day spent outdoors exploring at the beach. This is a children's book that encourages the practice of yoga through storytelling. This is a message to you to get up and get moving, because in movement is where you find true health. So that's my message to you. So let's get into the book. So once upon a time, there was a little boy. His name was Ryan, and he loved going to the beach where he enjoyed looking for shells. But this time, the beach was different. On this beach, he also found rocks. So at this point, we come into rock pose, also known as hero pose, and we're going to sit on our knees, right on our heels, straight up, and take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. We can close our eyes when we do this, and this is our little warm-up. This is the start of our poses. And this is rock pose, hero pose. Legs together, hands on the knees. And again, let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale through our mouth. Okay, let's continue. You can stay in rock pose if you wish. So what happened next? So all of a sudden, Ryan heard his name being called by somebody. And they're screaming, Ryan, Ryan. And he looks back and he sees his friend Rihanna. And Rihanna asks him, what are you collecting? What are you doing at the beach? And he's like, this beach doesn't only have shells, it has rocks. Do you want to go collecting together? And of course, Rihanna agrees, and they go collecting these rocks and shells. All of a sudden, they see a large something running towards them. They don't know what it is. And Rihanna asks, what is that? What is that? And Ryan's like, oh, that's just a dog. Dogs love the beach. And here's how we come into downward facing dog. So this is our downward facing dog, the second posture. So this is how we're going to come into downward facing dog. So we're already on our knees in rock pose. We're going to curl our toes. We're going to put our palms flat on the floor or on the mat. Separate the fingers. And as we curl, we're going to lift our tailbone just like a dog. We're going to lift and try to reach towards the sky with our tailbone. We're going to get our head down. Since it's the first downward facing dog, we're still not really warmed up. You can pedal, pedal, pedal. You can go from side to side to have deeper stretches, and then get into the full pose. Try to get the heels on the ground and stretch. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in again and a deep breath out. Good. You can come back to rock pose for the moment and continue listening. So Rihanna was amazed by the size of this dog. So she's like, wow, this is a big dog. And as it came closer, Ryan looked at the dog also. And he's like, holy cow, this is a big dog. Which leads us to the next pose. We're going to go into cow pose. But before we do that, since the cow pose and the cat pose come together, we're going to read a little more. And Rihanna says, I have a cat at home. I don't know how she feels about the beach. And they both laughed because you don't see many cats on the beach. So we're going to go into the cat and cow pose. And since we were in downward facing dog, from here we can come to the tabletop position, just knees on the ground, hands on the ground. And for the cow pose, we're going to inhale and look up, arch your back. And for the cat pose, we're going to arch the other way, and we're going to exhale as we do that. We're going to bring our head looking towards our belly button. And again, we're going to repeat. We're going to arch and round. We're going to arch again. Do a few cycles. And again. All right. Let's continue reading. So now, Rihanna looks and she sees in the ocean another big thing. This time, it is a boat. Oh, check that out. A large boat in the ocean, pointed Rihanna. That's a fishing boat, said Ryan. They probably caught a lot of fish. Okay, so now we have the boat pose and the fish pose. So let's try that out. So we just did the cat and cow pose like this. Now we're going to come to the floor, sit. You can bend your knees for the moment, and we're going to work a little bit on the core. So we're going to lift our legs straight and the hands straight. And this will be the boat pose. Obviously, not everyone can hold it for a very long time. You can bend the knees if that's easier. Try to straighten. I find this pose a little challenging myself, but it's definitely something to work on. If it's very difficult, try to hold in the back of your legs. Try to lift as much as you can. Shaking is okay. And hold. Okay, so that is our boat pose. Now we're going to lay down all the way and we're going to try a fish pose. So you lay flat on your back. You arch. You put your hands under your buttocks. And this will be the fish pose. Take a few breaths here. And release. All right. So now they see something else. Like I said, the kids were curious, so they're looking at all these other little things and they're finding them fascinating. And they look into the ocean and they see a few kids paddleboarding. To Ryan and Rihanna, they look like surfboards. So they want to pretend to be surfers. So that brings us to Warrior Two pose. So we're going to stand. In this position, we're going to keep our left leg straight. We are going to bend the right leg. Without shifting forward, we're going to keep our body straight and lift our arms. And we're going to look over to our right hand, to our right fingertips, and stay in this Warrior Two pose. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Make sure you're keeping your shoulders down, away from the ears, your body straight. Bend in, make some space. And again, Warrior Two. Okay, we're going to straighten that leg, parallel the feet, and we're going to repeat on the other side. We're going to turn the left leg out. Keep the right leg straight this time. Bend at the knee, body straight. Don't tilt, body straight, shoulders down, hands out. Look towards the left hand. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Okay, come back and let's continue reading. So the kids had a wonderful day at the beach and they decided to go back to their beach blanket to have a snack. The beach blanket was next to a palm tree. So this brings us into the tree pose. Okay, since we're in standing position, we're going to keep our legs together. We're going to bring the left leg to the right thigh, to the inner thigh. We're going to find a focus point that's called a drishti. We're going to put our hands in prayer pose and keep breathing. You can bring your arms up overhead. All right. Lower your hands, release your leg. Repeat on the other side. Bring our right leg up to the left inner thigh. Stand straight. Find a focus point. Arms in prayer. You can lift your arms up. Breathe. And release. Okay. So the kids had a wonderful day with the warm sun shining above them and the light breeze from the ocean in their hair. The kids agreed that this was a day well spent. And my note to you guys, thank you so much for reading. Hope you enjoyed our story. Hope this inspires you to look for beauty in the simple elements of nature, the shells, the rocks, the sand, the sea. Get out, be curious, be kind, and don't forget to move. That's the end of it. Children's yoga book. Feel free to buy it on Amazon. And thank you for watching.